Yes, I know. I've been away from this channel for quite some time. Probably because last I was here, it seems that I got stuck. Stuck talking about the shit that most people don't seem to give a damn about. Right? Nobody gives a shit until it hits the fan. For them, it's more than hit the fan, and those of you that know, and those of you that don't will. So, whatever, man. It is what it is. I mean, I guess I could come on here and make fun of the people making fun of the people using the Ukrainian flag as an avatar, all the while, using the Russian flag as their avatar. I mean, or wanting to, right? But at the same time, realizing that it would be kind of hypocritical, right? Those are the slightly smarter ones, you know what I mean? Making fun of the blue and yellow virtue signaling. I mean, okay, fair enough. What the fuck are you doing with the red, white, and blue, or the blue, red, and whatever it is, right? What are you doing? Evil signaling? I mean, at least those people in this instance seem to understand, to some degree anyway, that killing innocent people is not okay, right? What the fuck are you signaling? Creeps? Anyway, yeah, but I mean, that shit is heavy and I don't know, maybe somewhat difficult to talk about. Maybe not. This right here, on the other hand, and I'm here because I noticed something in my subscriptions, I guess. I guess I'm still subscribed to Juliet. I mean, why? But yeah, I think there was a post from her I noticed that seemed to stir up some controversy, right? About meat bad for some people, or something along those lines, right? Ultimately, I don't give a shit because she has no idea what she's like. No offense, Julia, but you have no clue what you're talking about. You're lost. It's just so obvious to see. And like, I wish people like you wouldn't do this stuff because, and I get it. Like, maybe I don't. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you mean well. You know what I mean? And you want to do good, but I mean, the way you're going at it, you're gonna do a lot more harm than good because you have no fucking clue what you're doing. You know what I mean? I mean, I talked about the diet god, and look, man, most of these people who make diet such a huge part of their existence, well, obviously they have an eating disorder, right? And they just jump from this to that one. Ultimately, I mean, this is just like, and I mean, the hilarious thing, the absurdity, and yeah, I indulged in, that sphere for a little bit because, I had been brainwashed to a certain degree. I was, and I was having some issues, and a lot of you guys know, right? I rediscovered meat, I guess, in large quantity, and I realized just how good it is for me, right? But I don't eat meat exclusively, but you know, none of your business, right? You do you. Basically, is the attitude these days. But this whole making it your life's mission to like study and research diet and like, do you not see the absurdity in this shit? Do you not see how clownish this shit is, right? So people pretend to read studies, and even if they read them, for example, right, they pretend to understand them, or they're not capable of reading them critically, or questioning, or doing meta-analyses, because that's what it would take really to get any kind of like meaningful information from all that bullshit that's out there, right? But let's say these people that, you know, like Juliet, that look to science, right, to tell them what to eat. You don't see the absurdity in that? You really don't? Right? So this science, right, supposedly knows where we came from insofar as human beings, right? It has this beautiful grand narrative of evolution, right? And the Big Bang, they know where the universe came from. They can track all these various pathogens to these different places in the world where they came from and how long ago, what they evolved into and out of, and what injection you have to take to, you know, defeat these evil invisible enemies, and all these wonderful things that the science has taught us about the world, right? We use all this great, beautiful, you know, well studied, developed, I don't know what the fuck, knowledge, right? Supposedly. We use all of that, right? We dig so deeply into this reservoir of science, right? That knows everything there is to know about the world, or just about, right? Or so much to tell us what to fucking eat. Right? And no one seems to know, right? Like, look at Juliet, just going through these various stages on her journey, right? These phases. This is what I ate back then, and today I'm eating that. Tomorrow I'm gonna eat something else, and yesterday I was recommending this, but today I'm recommending something else, and you know, I'm gonna figure this out one day, I promise. Oh, really? Right? And I'm gonna use science to get there. If we're not able to understand what it is that we should eat, right? And clearly Juliet has no clue. And most people out there seem to be fucking lost. At least the people in this sphere, right? Then how the fuck did we, you know, put a man on the moon, right? How how the fuck did we figure out evolution, right? If we know where we came from and how we evolved, right, from this to that to where we are right here, right now how the fuck do we not know what to eat? Something doesn't add up here. Now, I'm not here to give you any answers, right? I'm just here to, I don't even fucking have to poke holes, right? I'm just gonna point out that the shit that you think you believe to be true is fucking Swiss cheese, right? Full of fucking holes. Where's my tea? Anyway. Let's check out a little bit of this video here. I started watching it, but
Oral B, con microespuma que limpia profundamente entre dientes y encías. Compra ahora.
Sorry about that.
There's also, Casey also posted a long time ago this. Hey everyone, to restart this video. I had to put out this video today because I feel a little bit of a responsibility having a
YouTube channel doesn't whatever, man. Are you looking at me or are you looking at you?
Channel putting out health information. You know, I am going for my health coach certificate. At the moment, I have background in physical education, and I've been putting out.
So what? Right. Well, why do we care? Why is that important? Does that impress some people? Right. All these people have all these certificates and they studied all this stuff and they still don't know what to eat, right? There's no agreement on what to eat.
More health-related information and talking about veganism as well, and I think it's important to talk about that too. But there's two sides of the coin, and I can't, in good faith.
Why is it a coin, right? Are there really just two sides?
Put out information that I feel could potentially harm people, and I can't say
Any information you put out there could potentially, if I grant you that you talking could hurt people, right? Then anything you say could potentially hurt people. I mean, I don't believe that, right? Like, that's people follow your stupid advice. That's because they're stupid.
with 100% certainty anymore some of the things.
And look, I'm sure she'll get a lot of things right, right? But it's just gonna be a stroke of luck, not genius, right? Because Juliet has no clue what to eat. Like, this should be obvious to everybody, right? How do we know this? Well, because she looks to other people, scientists, to tell her what to eat, because she has no clue what to eat, right? And these fucking scientists, apparently, they have no fucking clue what to eat because they're still studying it, right? So all we need now is a whole bunch of other dumb motherfuckers who don't know what to eat that are gonna listen to her, right? This is fucking clown world, people.
That perhaps I said before in the past. I don't know that maybe I did. So I'm specifically talking about kind of this seed oil theory that's
All right, so she's admitting she thinks she might have given people shit advice. Well, thanks for proving my fucking point, right? I mean, I don't know, but I don't follow her channel that well. I don't watch most of her videos. I don't watch. Here and there, I'll check one out. But wasn't she vegan at some point, right? So she took somebody else's shitty advice. Now she's giving shitty advice to other people, and then later saying, "Yeah, that was shitty advice, guys." So what other shitty advice do you have now?
seed oils are what are causing modern problems. And maybe for some people they are. And it's possible that eliminating seed oils, is going to be helpful for some people. However,
So if is this the grift? And I'm not saying she knows this. Maybe anytime you give advice, you just make it really vague and not very general at all, right? You just say, well, maybe this could help you and maybe you would kill somebody else. So just try it out. See what happens, right? Is this what we're doing here? Feels like it.
I just don't see the evidence in the literature. And maybe people could send me more evidence, to my email. My email is listed in the About section of my channel. But besides, there being kind of a correlation, okay, disease goes up and seed oils come into the picture. Besides that, I don't see a lot of evidence in, the scientific literature besides that. So
What about all the garbage that's in seeds or seed oil? I mean, I'm, I don't know, but some seed oils in some quantity to some people are probably okay, right? And then a little bit of peanut butter oil will kill a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, welcome to life. How do you figure this shit out? You want to know how goats figure it out? They go out there and they nibble. They try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And the shit that makes their tummy ache or makes them feel the way they don't like to feel, well, they don't go back to that thing. They eat the stuff that sustains them. You know, that's how goats do it. And some of them here and there will fucking poison themselves. You know what I mean? Hey, welcome to life.
this kind of all came about because someone close to me has developed cancer for a second time. And
Okay, so you're emotionally involved. Like, can you be rational?
I can't in good faith tell them to just eat tons of animal products again. To be honest, what I am recommending to them is to eat a certain amount of animal products, like within 100 grams of animal products. And
So is she saying that she did recommend eating a ton of animal products to someone and that contributed to their cancer in some way, shape, or form? Right? So more shitty advice, Juliet?
vegetables now, because they used to believe this keto kind of fasting kind of stuff that goes around the internet.
Belief, right? It's all a religion.
And now they're dealing with the same cancer again, and it's not getting better with that diet. And I just can't in good faith, this is someone very close to me, I can't in good faith.
But why are we blaming while at the same time expecting diet to cure the disease? We're blaming diet for the disease and hoping that we could cure this disease with diet. Like, talk about tunnel vision, right? Like, what else has that person done in their entire life, for example, right? What kind of nastiness have they been exposed to, right? Pollution, stress, drugs, alcohol, right? Injections. It's, they're sick, so it's the food that got them sick, and it'll be the food that cures them. It just has to be the right kind of food, not the wrong kind of food, right?
Recommend to them, oh, just cut seed oils, because they don't really eat that many seed oils, and I honestly don't see the evidence anymore about the seed.
So you used to, and now you don't, right? Like, completely confused. You have no clue what you're doing. Why are you giving people advice? Why? It, it, how, how did I don't understand how this happens. How can someone be this, well, blind, or is it just a grift? Or is this just another vegetable police grift, right? Just keep talking, right? Because content. Just, you gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep things fresh. You gotta keep them on their toes, right? Don't ever let them see you coming. Because content is that what this is in some sense?
Seed oils. And I think for some people, too much animal products can be harmful. I mean, I've seen people have heart attacks on carnivore diets with no.
What about the literature? All of a sudden we don't care about the literature? She's seen someone on the internet, right? Who did a whole bunch of shit in their lives that she has no clue about, right? And purportedly, because they say so on the internet, ate nothing but meat, right? So obviously, it was the meat that gave him the heart attack, right? It wasn't the lack of nutrients or the shit that they weren't eating, right? It was the stuff that they were eating that killed them. You have no clue what you're doing. Stop. Seriously, stop.
Seed oils. I've seen people get skin cancer with 0 seed oils on raw food diets. I've seen people, Ramiel Nagel from the Pure Tooth Decay. I mean, he passed away possibly from eating too much omega-6 oil is what people are believing, but was it the omega-6 oil? Or was his body just not programmed to eat so much animal food?
Or did he take one too many fucking injections? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna venture a guess that Julia didn't take the jab. Just a hunch, right? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if that's the case, right? Then she probably has, well, obviously would have some kind of a reason for that, right? That maybe that's not the smartest thing to do because she's into, being healthy and all that other shit, right? So you would think, right, that all the sheep would have woken up by now and realized that especially, because of what's happened in the last 2 years, and realize that we just got one other major confounding factor in all of these health studies, right? Like, they control for alcohol when they do these, correlational epidemiological bullshit studies anyway, right? Full of fraud, lies, misreporting, and just misrepresent. No doubt about it, right? Motivated by ideology, so on and so forth, right? But for what they're worth, right? Some people probably do try. And they try to control for, everything. Or is it everything, right? Is it ever taken into account who took what vaccine and how many times? Is that one of the things that they control for in these studies? I bet not. I bet not. You think this shit might have something to do with people getting sick? Maybe. I'm just asking a question here. Juliet, did you take it? Exactly.
I've seen a couple of Casey from Vegetable Police's videos where he highlights a couple other people. Like, I can't remember his name, but he's
And just the incoherence, right? She used to see something in the literature about the seed oils, but she no longer sees it, right? So whatever, that incoherence in and of itself is, at least, I guess, based in some kind of something somebody wrote on a piece of paper. Okay, fair enough. But it's important. And now it's like she's putting, all of a sudden, that standard is no longer there, right? Now it's, well, he said, she said. This influencer, said this, and then they said something else. Okay. And so what? So someone on some kind of diet had some kind of health issue. Okay, well, what diet, right? What's the diet that anyone can eat and that they'll live forever? Okay, well, maybe not that, but we'll never ever get any wrinkles. Okay, well, maybe not that. Uh, they'll never ever ever get sick, right? Like, what is that diet? Does it exist? Is that the holy grail? To find that diet? Or die trying, right? By poisoning yourself with all this garbage? Like, it's just so incoherent. And then, Juliet, you're not making any sense. You're not even thinking rationally. It's just like, is it really just content for content's sake?
the Carnivore Kid on Twitter, and he looked like in really good shape, and he exercised all the time. He was not eating seed oils, and he had a triple bypass on a carnivore diet.
Okay, so now that we've eliminated, the potentially causal factors, there's only three, right? Exercise, carnivore diet, seed oils, right? There's only three things that could make you healthy or kill you, right? So just pick one. This doesn't make any sense, right? If the dude is on a carnivore diet, then, and it is, we first of all, we have to assume that it's even the diet that's responsible for him getting sick, right? How would you even know that? You know what I mean? Oh, literature though. Uh, but if I grant you that it is the diet, then it's probably the shit he's not eating rather than the stuff that he is, right? That would probably make more sense. Is it just that one thing, right? Meat that's killing him? Or is it these hundreds or whatever, tens of different other things that aren't there that maybe are, helping to, they're not there to, support his bodily machinery, if you will. Like, Juliet, like you got to give this shit up. This just you. This is not your calling. Like it isn't. You're not gonna be able to figure this out. You can't even think rationally. You're gonna hurt more people than you're going to help, and that's for damn sure, because you yourself admit that you give shit advice. So why is the latest thing not shit advice all of a sudden? It sounds like shit advice.
There's also, Casey also posted a long time ago this forum, this paleo forum, where they were talking.
Fucking Casey, right? So we got literature on one side, and then we got fucking Casey, because that guy only tells the truth, right?
Talking about how many heart attacks they've had, and kind of like joking, like, haha, yeah, I've had like 5. And it's like, that's not, for some people, I think it does affect them. And I can't in good faith put this information out there that animal foods are inert, that they're not going to harm anyone.
So yeah, people that eat meat and do all kinds of other shit that we don't know anything about sometimes have heart attacks. So, it must be meat.
Knowing all this knowledge, the same way I can't put out that a vegan diet is safe for kids. I can't do either of those things, because I truly believe that the truth lies somewhere in the middle of both of those things. And that, I don't know, maybe it's an individual basis, because there's obviously populations who live really long lives on animal foods, like the Inuit. And maybe there's a genetic component or something specific that they're doing that we're not doing. But it seems as though there is, for some people, issues with eating too many animal products. And yeah, like I said, like I can't in good faith put that information on my channel anymore when the narrative is kind of crumbling for me. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the seed oil thing pan out. So am I like a vegan again? No. I know people are going to accuse me of like going back to veganism. I'm still not a vegan. I still eat meat. I don't believe in either of those extremes, at least for myself. Even some of like the plant toxin things, like I still eat some oxalates now, and they're fine on my body. I'm realizing what hasn't been fine on my body has actually been salt, too much salt. And I've been having gut issues. Like when I pressed on my gut, it would always hurt. And I didn't really like know what it was. I thought it was the oxalates. I thought it was the plant toxins. And then I lowered my salt recently, and the gut pain has gone away. And now I'm wondering if my anemia is going to go away, So it's not always.
So this is so cliche, right? She's got gut issues, she's got anemia, and who knows what else, right? You guys let me know, those of you that watch her channel. So she's a prime candidate for giving health advice and what to eat, right? I mean, why do you do this? Why do you do this?
It's not always the plant toxins. It's not always, some of these things, like I think you have to just try for yourself, see if it works. But also, if you're giving
Meh.
health advice, you have to be really sure that what you're saying is right, especially when you're going against a narrative that I know people don't trust in doctors and scientists anymore, and I understand that. I don't necessarily always trust in, the way they do things, the way their college tells them to do things. But I do think.
What does that even mean? Right? Do you even know what you're saying? Can you read a study and tell me what's wrong with it? Can you? I'm gonna say no.
Think that some of the things they're saying are correct, and I think some of these scientists are actually digging into the right things, and they're finding
Some of the foods out there are good for you, and some of them are bad. And for some people, some of the foods that are bad for you will be good. And some of the foods that for those same some people are bad will be good for some people somewhere, sometime. So long as it's not too much, right? Just don't eat too much salt. Don't eat too much meat. Don't eat too much dirt. Don't eat too much brick. Don't eat too much of anything, and you'll be good. No shit. Really?
finding the right things. I don't know that scientists are paid enough. Some of them are, obviously, but I don't know. Anyway, I do believe some of these studies and stuff. And I realize I'm going to
She believes the studies.
get hate on for this video. But for me, I
It's not hate. It's just truth. It's not hate.
think it's worse for me to put out information that could potentially harm someone than get hate on. Like, I'll take the hate. I'll take.
So you've put out information that now you believe hurt people, right? So you're putting out information that's hurting people and you're getting hated on, I guess. So you're just fucking up all over the damn place. Trust me, you're not qualified to do this. How do I know this? Because you're literally the blind leading the blind. Just stop. Go do something else. This is not your calling. This is not for you. You suck at this. Okay? And you're gonna, just the same way you fucked yourself up, right? By not eating properly because of whatever the fuck you believe, depending on which way the wind is blowing today, yesterday, and tomorrow. You're gonna fuck other people up. Like, this isn't rocket science. Just stop. Seriously. I don't know. Do something else, right? Just not this, because you suck at it, and that's not hate. That's just the truth. Okay? And that goes for everyone doing the same shit. And there's a ton of you out there doing this. Just fucking stop. Alright? Like, get a life. Go do something important. Right? Do something that actually makes a fucking difference. For good, not worse. Right? And if you're going to give any kind of advice to anybody, right? Figure your own shit out, right? And if there's anything I fucking learned a long time ago, is to not tell other people what to do. How's that for hypocrisy? But maybe on some level it makes sense to you. Seriously, Juliet, no hate. Just fucking stop. You're not making any sense. You're lost. Just give it up. Try something else, right? Besides, your channel, just like mine, is like, you're probably trying to make it in some way. I'm not, but you probably are trying to make it in some way, shape, or form, right? This is like a gig for you. Just do something else, because this shit's not working. It really isn't. And everyone can tell, right? Which is why you're not hitting. You know what I mean? It is what it is.